Hi guys, my name is Rachelbeth, and in this video I'm doing something I'm really excited for. I'm showing you how to make a cup cozy. So I'm going to be doing a range of Disney characters. So for the start I'm going to be showing you how to make Winnie the Pooh, and then I'm going to show you techniques that you can use to make them different characters. So I hope you enjoy! Bye! So for this video you're going to need your desired wood colour, so I'm using yellow and red because it's Winnie the Pooh. You're going to need paper fasteners, at least 2, a 4mm crochet hook, and then nail polish for the colour of your eyes, so I'm using a black nail polish. So to start off I'm going to put 2 paper fasteners into some blue tack. You can use foam, whatever you want, and then I'm going to get my black nail polish and paint it. So I'm going to do about 2 coats of just black nail polish and then leave that to dry while I'm making the rest of it. So to start, you're going to do your slip knot by wrapping it around your index finger and bring the front to the back, and then put your hook through and tighten it. And then once you've done this, you're going to chain enough stitches that it wraps around whatever mug you want your cozy to fit. So I recommend roughly 40, and you're going to want it to fit so it fits tightly. You don't want it loose, because then your cozy is just going to slip on and off your cup. So once you have your desired length from the hook, you're going to chain 2 more chains, turn, and then in the 3rd chain from the hook, you're going to do a half treble. So to do this, you're going to wrap the wool around your hook, put it through the 3rd chain, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So you should only be left with 1 hook. And then you're going to keep doing that chain the whole way down. Once you finish this row, you're going to chain 2, you're going to turn, and then you're going to do half trebles the whole way down again. And you're going to repeat this for 4 rows of yellow and then 4 rows of red, or 8 rows in total if you're doing a solid colour character. So once you've done your 4 rows of yellow and 4 rows of red, you're going to close it off, and then you're going to darn the 2 raw ends together to create an infinite loop. Now if you don't want this style cozy, you can make your cozy slightly shorter and just do a lace detail or a button. Entirely up to what you want to do yourself. So once you have it all sewn together, you can start doing your details now. So first we're going to start with the ears. So again, you're going to do your slip knot and you're going to chain 2. Then once you've chained 2, you're going to go into the first chain and you're going to do just a double crochet, and you're going to do 4 of these into the first chain. So once you've done your 4 double crochets into the first stitch, you can chain 1, then turn, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets into each stitch the whole way along. So this is going to create a semicircle shape for his 2 little ears, so you're going to do this twice. And once this is done, you have your Winnie the Pooh ears that you can sew into place. So now you can put on your paper fasteners as the eyes. So you can place these wherever you want, whatever you prefer yourself. And once you are happy where you've placed them, you're going to flatten the backs. Now afterwards, which I don't show in the video, once I flattened the backs out, I also folded them in again because they were scraping my travel mug. So I just folded them in so that the edge wasn't pointed out and wasn't going to stick through the wool. And once you're happy with where your eyes are, you can start to sew on your facial details. You can do this any way you want. I'm just going to quickly show you all sped up what I did. So I gave him his little eyebrows and his nose, and yeah. And once you have all the bits done, that is your cozy finished. So you can add any personal touches that you want, like a name or anything at the back, or you can give him a little tail. I just left him like this because I thought he was simple and cute. So now I'm going to show you some more ideas you can do. For the next one, I'm doing the alien from Toy Story, so I did it entirely green except the bottom 2 rows are purple and blue. So to start off, I'm going to be doing a magic circle. So you're going to bring it behind your index, around your middle finger twice, in front of your ring finger, and tuck behind. Then you're going to put your hook under the 2 strings, wrap it around, pull through, and wrap it around and pull through, and that is your slip knot. Then you're going to put it back under the 2 loops, wrap it around, pull through, wrap it around and pull through the 2 loops, and that's going to be your first chain. So you're going to do that part 4 times. So you're just going to put it under the 2, wrap it around, pull through, wrap it around, pull through 2. And once you have done the 4, you're going to just slowly take it off your finger and pull on the long thread slowly. And once one loop moves, you're going to pull the opposite end to tighten the other loop. And once that's tightened, you can just pull the thread closed. Once you've finished that part, you're just going to go into the first chain and you're just going to do a double crochet into it twice. So it can be a bit tricky to get into at first. So you're going to wrap around, pull through, and wrap it around and pull through again. And you're going to do 2 of these in each stitch the whole way around the row. So you can use a stitch marker if you want, or if you want to count until you have 8 stitches. So once you have that done, I'm just going to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to put it through the next stitch, wrap it around and pull through 2. So you should only be left with 1 loop. And then I'm going to cut the excess, wrap it around and pull through completely. So you're going to do this 3 times to make the 3 eyes, and then you're going to sew them into place. So once you have them sewn into place, you can get your 3 paper fasteners. So these ones are painted with black nail polish, and then you're just going to pop them in. So for the ears, I'm going to do a slip knot, and then I'm going to chain 6. And once you have the 6 chained, you're going to skip 1 from the hook and you're going to do double crochet into it. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a half treble. So you're going to wrap the wool around the hook, put it through the stitch, wrap it around, pull through, wrap it around and pull through all 3 stitches. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do a treble. So for a treble, you're going to wrap it around the hook, put it through the stitch, wrap it around, pull through, then you're going to wrap it around, pull through 2, and then wrap it around and pull through 2 again. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a half treble again, and then you're going to do a double. So you're going to do 2 of these and sew them into place. When I sewed them into place, I used a cup as a guidance as to where I wanted the ears to go. And then once that's done, that is your alien cozy finished. So I was going to do his little antenna, but I thought he looked super cute with just the ears and the eyes, and simplicity is nice. So for the next one I'm doing Marie, so I'm just going to do a plain white base, and then I'm going to do 2 eyes, same as I did for the alien, but in blue, and I'm just going to sew them into place. So once they're sewn into place, I'm going to get 2 paper fasteners, which are painted with white nail polish, and use them to create the shine in Marie's eyes, which I think looks really cute. So I have them both towards the middle, just to give that dainty little look. Then once that's done, using a pale creamy peach, I'm going to just sew on her nose. So you can do this any old way you want. I'm just going to speed it up here, and then using black wool, I gave her some whiskers. Then getting some pink ribbon, I created a little bow. So I just did a fake bow by wrapping the 2 pieces. I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just going to let the video kind of show. And then with a white thread, or you can use pink thread, probably the better idea, I just tacked it into place so it wouldn't come apart. Then using another piece of pink ribbon, I put it over this loop and just tied it onto the cozy. Granted, you can do this much more professional than I did, which I kind of did in one of the future ones, but for Marie, I was just really tired and really lazy. So yeah, but it still looks cute, so it's okay. And once you finish this, I started the ears. So for the ears, I did a slip knot and I chained 5. Then I turned around and skipped 1 chain from the hook and just did a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Then once I did that, I chained 1, and then I turned around and I double crocheted into the first stitch, and then in the next stitch I did a decrease. So for a decrease, I put it through the first stitch, wrapped it around, pulled through, put it into the next stitch, and then I wrapped it around and pulled through again. And then I wrapped it around and pulled through all 3. And then in the next stitch I just did a normal double crochet. Then I chained 1 and I turned and I decreased into the first stitch and the second stitch, and then in the last stitch I just did a double crochet. Then I chained 1 and turn and did a decrease into the last 2 stitches. And then that is your ear, so you're going to do this twice and then sew it into place. And then an optional part that you can do is the tuft on her head. So to do this I use the same technique as I did with the Charmander. So I just separated loads of pieces of wool into the 3 strands, and then using a wire cap brush I just brushed out the threads so they were fluffy. So once I did this, I put my hook just behind the bow, going from the back to the front, put the fluff on the halfway point on the hook, pulled it through halfway, wrapped the wool around and pulled it through the loop and tightened, and that's her tuft. And then you can cut that to be whatever shape you want, and then that is Marie done. So Marie was always one of my favourite characters growing up as a kid, so I said I couldn't do a Disney themed video without including her in it. Now I did contemplate giving her little blushes, but where the whiskers were I thought it was fine. So if you did want to add blushes, just use a little bit of eyeshadow and just pat it very lightly under the eyes. So for the next one I did Eeyore. So for Eeyore I did 5 rows of dark grey and then 3 rows of light grey. And then I just put the 2 paper fasteners in, just black ones, and then I sewed on the facial features. So for this I gave him 2 little eyebrows, so my one kind of looks sad, but at the same time Eeyore kind of looks sad, so it was okay. Then I gave him his 2 little stitches in between his eyes, and then 2 little nostrils. So for the next part I'm doing Eeyore's ears. So to do this I did a slip knot and then I chained 10. Then once I had chained 10, I skipped 1 chain from the hook and just did a double crochet. So after this I did a half treble. So for this I wrapped the wool around the hook, put it through the stitch, wrap it around, pull through, and then wrapped around and pulled through all 3 loops. I did this for the stitch after as well, so you're going to do 2 of these, and then in the next stitch I did a treble. So for a treble I wrapped the wool around the hook, put it through the stitch, wrapped it around, pulled through, wrapped around, pulled through 2 loops, wrapped around and pulled through 2 loops again. And I did this again twice, so it's going to be 2 half trebles and 2 trebles. And then in the next stitch I did a double treble. So for this I wrapped the wool around the hook twice, put it through the stitch, wrapped around, pulled through, and then I wrapped the wool around the hook, pulled through 2 stitches, wrapped around, pulled through 2, and wrapped around and pulled through the last 2. And then after that I did another treble, and then after that I did a treble, and then after that I did a half treble, and then after that I did a double crochet. Once I had that done, I chained 1, turned around and did a double crochet into each stitch the whole way up and then the whole way back down the other side. So this creates Eeyore's ear, so you're going to do this twice. Once that's done, you can sew the ears into place. And then after the ears, I'm going to do Eeyore's tail. So for Eeyore's tail, I'm going to chain 8 and then I'm going to skip next 2 stitches from the hook, and I'm going to do a double crochet into the 3rd, and I'm going to do double crochets the whole way up. And then once it's done you can finish it off, and then I'm going to make Eeyore's tail detachable. So for this I'm just going to darn all the loose threads in so they're not seen and they won't come out. So to do this you can just wrap it around loads of times, about 10, and then just pull the thread through all those loops. So once that's done, I'm going to cut a couple of 2-inch pieces of wool and I'm going to put them onto the end of the tail the same way as we did for Marie's hair, and then I'm going to add a bow the same way I did for Marie, except this time I just tidied up the back a little bit. And then once I have that done, I'm going to use a paper fastener painted with silver nail polish to make Eeyore's tail attachable and detachable, which I think was a really cute idea because it just reminds me of how he was in the actual stories. And then when that's done, I just added a little tuft of hair on the front of Eeyore's head, the same way we did for the tail. And that is Eeyore finished. So for the next one, I'm doing Stitch. So I just did a plain blue one, and then I did 2 eyes in black, the same way as we've been doing. And then using a light bluey turquoise, I'm going to do the same as the eyes, except now I'm going to do an extra row. So I'm going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to do 2 double crochets into the second stitch. So we're going to be doing the sequence that I've done in previous videos of 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1 double crochet into one stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch the whole way around. And then after that, you're going to do another row of double crochet into the next 2 stitches, just a 1 in each stitch, and then the third stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets into it. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2 the whole way around. And you're going to do this twice, and once that's done, you can sew the black circles into the middle of the turquoise circles, and that's going to be his eyes and the little patch around his eye. And then you can sew that onto the main one, or you can add the paper fasteners first. So again, I'm using 2 white ones just to create that shine in his eyes. So you can place them wherever you want. I place them both looking one way. So once you have that sewn in, using a navy colour, I'm going to create another eye shape, but this time it's going to be his nose. And then once that's sewn in place, using a black thread, I just gave him 2 little creases above his nose. This is completely optional, but I just thought I would try stay true to his character. And then when you have that done, we're going to create his ears. So for his ears, we're going to do the same thing we did for Eeyore's ears, except we're going to add an extra row of double crochets the whole way around. So you're going to do 2 of them in blue, and then you're going to do 2 of the same size as Eeyore's ears without the extra row in a pale pink colour. So I'm using the same colour as I used for Marie. And once you have the 2 of these done, you can sew them onto each other. So I'm going to sew it in a way that the pink's not visible on the back, just because this is going to be the back of Stitch's ear and it's going to be visible. Once you have them sewn into place, you can sew them onto Stitch. So for this, I'm just pinching the end of his ear and just sewing close the bottom part so you can't see the pink. And then I'm just going to sew it up along his ear so that it sits upright on its own. And then when I had this done, I decided I wanted to give Stitch teeth so it looked like he was eating my cup. So I'm going to draw out 6 teeth. You can do teeth the whole way around if you want. I decided to just do it in the front. And then once they're cut out, I just hand sew them to the inside of Stitch along the bottom where I wanted them to go. And once you have all this sewn on, that is Stitch finished. So he looks super cute with his little teeth eating the cup. It's very hard to see on the white cup, but unfortunately that's all I had to show. So next I'm going to be doing Baby Dory. So I did the same thing. I did blue, and then I did a small eye in black. I did a white eye in the same as Stitch's turquoise, and then I did an eye in purple, skipping the last step of Stitch's outer eye. So now I'm going to sew them all together, but I'm going to sew them that the black is on the edge of one of the purples and the purple's on the edge of one of the whites. So you're going to do 2 of these, so it's the 2 eyes, and then you're going to get a white paper fastener and you're going to use that to create the shine in Baby Dory's eyes. So once you have that done, you can sew it all in place, and then once you've sewn that, I'm going to do her fins. So for Dory's fins, I'm going to chain 4, and then I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to double crochet into the 3 stitches again. Now I'm going to change my colour to a dark navy, and then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. Once I've done that, I'm going to do a double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Once I've done this, I'm going to change to a yellow, and then I'm going to chain 1 and turn and do a double crochet the whole way up, but in the last stitch I'm going to do 2 double crochets into the stitch. Once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1, turn and do a double crochet the whole way down again. So you're going to do 3 of these fins, 1 for either side and then 1 for the tail fin. And once you have those done, you're just going to darn in all the loose threads, bar 1 long blue thread at the very end. You're going to use that to sew on the tails. So once you have that done, you can sew them on. So you can use the cup if you want to know where to place them, or you can just sew them by eye. And then once they're sewn on, I'm going to get the dark navy wool and I'm going to just sew on a little smile on Dory's face, because the baby Dory has that really cute little smile. So the next thing I'm going to do is the puffiness under her eyes. So this is just something that baby Dory has, so you don't have to do it. I just think it adds a little nice feature. So what you're going to do is you're going to chain 9, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to skip the first stitch, and then you're just going to do a double crochet the whole way along. So you're going to do 2 of these, and that's just going to be the puffiness under Dory's eyes. So you can just sew them into place and they're just going to slightly cover the white. So once that's sewn into place, I'm just going to give Dory 2 little triangles just above her eyes, almost like little eyebrows, just because Dory has little markings. I was going to do some crochet on the sides and the back, but I decided in the end that she just looked nice simple. So once you have all this done, that is baby Dory finished. So I decided to do baby Dory because I just recently watched Finding Dory and I just thought baby Dory was so adorable. So for the last one I'm going to be doing Dumbo. So Dumbo was done the exact same, but for the last 2 rows I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to go and change to red, and I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do 2 double crochets into every stitch the whole way along. So that's going to be 2, 2, 2, 2 the whole way down. So once you have that entire row done, I'm going to change to yellow, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to again do 2 double crochets into every stitch the whole way down. So once that row is finished, I'm going to change back to red, and I'm going to do 1 double crochet into every stitch the whole way along. So it's no longer going to be 2, 2, 2, it's now going to be 1, 1, 1. So this is going to create Dumbo's lovely little rippled neck thing. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. So I really liked how this turned out when it's sitting on the cup. It's really cute. So once that's done, you can sew it together like normal and you can just play around with the frills. So for Dumbo's ears, I'm going to be doing what I've been doing for the smaller eyes, but now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a half treble crochet into the first stitch, and then in the second stitch I'm going to do 2 half treble crochets. So it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, but this time with half trebles. So in case you forgot what a half treble is, you're going to wrap your wool around your hook, put it through the stitch, wrap it around, pull through, then wrap it around and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So once you have this done, you're going to notice it's like a semicircle. So now you're going to chain 2 again, turn around, and you're going to do a half treble crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then in the 3rd stitch you're going to do 2 half trebles. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2. And once that's done, that's going to be your ear, so you're going to do 2 of these. So now for Dumbo's trunk, I'm going to chain 5, and I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook, and I'm going to do a double crochet the whole way along. And then once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to do a double crochet the whole way down again. And once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to do a double crochet, and then I'm going to do a decrease for the next stitch, and then I'm going to do a double crochet in what should be the last stitch on this row. Once I've done that, I'm going to chain 1 again, and I'm going to turn around,
and I'm going to do double crochet into each stitch the whole way down, and I'm going to repeat that for another row again. Then once I've done that extra row, I'm going to chain one and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a decrease, and then after that I'm going to do double crochet in what should be the last stitch in the row. Once I've done that, I'm going to chain one, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do just a row of double crochets the whole way down. And now you can keep doing this until you're happy with the length of Dumbo's trunk. Once you have all this done, you can sew all Dumbo's pieces on and put his eyes on. So I'm just using 2 black paper fasteners for his eyes. And then for an extra feature, I just decided to give Dumbo a little elephant tail. So for this, I just got a normal piece of grey wool, tied it onto the inside of the back, and then pulled it through. And I tied a couple knots in the end, and then I broke apart the loose tails at the bottom to give that little hairy look. Then for an extra little bit, I made his hat out of felt and just sewed it all on by hand. And then that is Dumbo finished, and I think Dumbo was one of my favourites apart from Winnie the Pooh, but everyone has a different favourite, so let me know down below. So that is all of my cozies, so do let me know down below which one was your favourite, and let me know if you'd like to see me try some more or try some 3D ones. And if you do like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hello. Are you making a cozy? Are you making a cozy? Let go! Oh my god. You just ate Dumbo's nose. You just ate Dumbo's nose. Ah, you're such an aggressive kitty today.